Hi. Hi.
Kavita. Hi, Manya. Hi, Anirudh. Anirudh, I know definitely is from TIS's. His photo, his profile photo tells me, you
Yes,
know,
Preeti. Hi, good
the
afternoon.
background of the bushes, the TIS's
Yes.
bushes. Hi.
Yes,
Yeah.
hello.
Oh, you guys got some special, just like you have
Yes.
IMA, right? IIM Ahmedabad has that typical, red bricks.
Green is the color for this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the color
Green,
code.
Thank
green.
you, Anirudh. Yeah. Green is the color for TIS's. Yeah.
Okay. So I think even for SIBM is the red bricks, right? All of these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, some signature.
Every college has some or the other signature thing.
So where are the people joining in from today? Anyone? Let's get anyone joining in from Europe apart from Preeti.
I'm sure there would be some people joining in from. Hi, Lingraj. How are you?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Lingraj. How are you doing?
I am good. I'm good. How about you? Long time.
I know, long time. Good to see you. Actually, good to hear you. Not yet see
Yeah.
you.
No, I'm turning on my camera. I was struggling with my mic. I think yeah, it's done.
Oh, great. Nice to see you now. Yeah. Hi. Please feel free to unmute yourself. We do not want to make it super formal. Like, please feel free to share anything, talk, unmute yourself, show your
Yeah.
faces. It's completely you, up to you.
Yeah.
People who want to hide can hide. People who want to secretly comment can do that as well. And people who want to show their faces are most welcome.
Yeah. So, Preeti, I keep connecting these sessions, right? And most of the time, my audience are tech folks. So
Yeah.
pretty serious, sober, silent, reserved guys. So I'm expecting this crowd to be like, not like you, so animated, but yeah, maybe more interactive. Yeah.
I can
Can
tell you
we?
one thing, especially HR people will not be silent. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
definitely, I can speak on behalf of my other HR colleagues, you know.
Yeah. No, that's been a hypothesis for me too, and let's see how it pans out. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, correct me if I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a sin for HR people to be quiet. Actually, no, sometimes it acts as a skill. It definitely acts as a skill
Is it
when you
a
are
is it
with
a
the
life
CEO.
skill? Is it a life skill, Preeti? No.
Yeah. Hi, Asta.
Hey, hi Preeti. Hi Vijender. Hi
Hi.
Vijender.
Hi. Hi,
Hello.
Bharat.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, Preeti. I think it's 3:30. Do you want to kind of let everyone know what time you're waiting? Give a couple of minutes, or
Yeah, sure. I think maybe we start in another 2 minutes. So it's 11:05 on my side, actually. So we'll start in another 2 minutes. We'll not waste the time of people who've already joined, and the other people can join in. We, anyways, have a recording available. So if you want to see the recording in the future, you can connect with us. We'll share with you. We'll share the slides with you. We'll share every material with you. This is more like a knowledge sharing workshop rather than any other pitch or anything. It's something to understand from our HR people what is going on, and also share our experiences, because we are working in the field of technology, HR technology. I mean, if I talk about myself, so sharing my experience, our experience of what I have learned as far as new things are happening in other companies, and this is just to bring a little bit peace for every all of us. So please feel free to talk, feel free to share. We don't want to make it really formal, and feel free to write to us or connect with us. Actually, we would love that. Yeah. And I would especially
Yeah.
love
And
that.
Preeti,
Yeah.
yeah. And Preeti, restart the recording. Once we start the session, maybe we can stop and start the recording again. So we have a compact recording with us.
Okay.
Maybe
Vijender,
if possible. Yeah.
sure. I think it is possible.
no?
Vijender,
That's
would you
that's
be
fine.
able to do that?
No, that's fine,
Okay.
Preeti. I think we can go on it. No problem.
Okay, okay. Hi, Anirudh. Good to, thank you for showing your face. It's always nice to see faces, and it's always nice to see people whom you're talking to. Yeah. Lingaraj, what's up with you? Are you in Bangalore or in Bhubaneswar?
No, I'm put up in Bangalore.
Okay.
And I mean, it's been a while. I think after moving out of Goa, I've been like in Bangalore forever, like in Shin now. So,
Okay.
yeah. And I'm currently put up with PwC again in a client facing role. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, great. So actually, I would love to connect with some of you personally as well after this meeting. So please feel free to ping me. I mean, I don't want to waste your weekend, but still, like, we can connect over a period of time. I think maybe I can start now because it's 11:07 already. People who have joined, people who want to join can join in due course. So I welcome all of you to this workshop, HR Tech, AI and You. This is our attempt to bring something for you, which would be constructive for all HR professionals over here. Me, actually, all three of us, first of all, we are joining from very different geographies, very different time zones. I am joining from a tiny little but sweet island, called as Ireland. Brajendra is joining us from like the middle of, the world. We call it as Middle East, and Vijender is joining us from our very own India. So we have three people who will be just conducting these workshops. We are your host, and we have brought something for you which we have learned over a period of time working in this sector. And a little bit before we actually begin, a little bit of introduction about our host, like to begin with, about, from me. So I will be your first host. I'll not take much of your time. My name is Preeti. I am from TIS's 2010 batch, 2008-2010 batch. And right now I work in HR technology space. I've been in this space, like core HR technology space. I've been in this space for about last 3-4 years. But before that, I worked in, HR transformation projects, talent, and, the other projects all across the world. Actually, I would say I've been lucky enough to be able to travel, to different places, different countries. I've lived in countries like China, like Germany, of course, my old India, and now I live in Ireland. But one thing I can tell you, people everywhere are humans. And that's why we have human resources, and human resources will never, ever fade away. I can definitely tell you out of all these experiences, different cultures, different languages, but people are insanely human. And, we work with humans. So I will actually begin with a little bit of, talking a little bit about our HR job descriptions, and you guys can also correct me. So we have, if we talk about our familiar models, we have 3 levels of HR. Some of you would be joining from talent acquisition team. Some of you would be joining from talent management team. Some of you would be joining from HRBP teams, So there are different verticals of HR, and these are the 3 prime tasks which we do. Like we either buy talent, we either build talent, or we either deploy talent. I'm sure. I know a lot of you would tell me, Preeti, this is the official job description. Unofficially, we do a lot of other things. We all know that. But yes, this is officially what we are doing. And we are very people-centric people, our work involves mostly around people. But what we are seeing now, and where the challenge actually is coming up, is that the workforce is expanding in interesting ways. We have, of course, the major part of it is people, but we also have some elements of technology coming into it, where technology is managing either along with people or technology, and now we call it as AI, like AI is managing some things independently. And this is something which we are going to talk about in the presentation or in the slides, like which are those verticals, or which are those ways where, AI is able to manage independently, where you need AI and people, and where you just need people. So this is something which we are going to talk about in the slides, and those will be, I think that part would be very, very constructive and key takeaway for all of you. And these are all live examples. So these are all examples from the companies we have already worked with, on the projects we have already worked with. So nothing is theoretical here. Everything is something which we have tried and tested in other companies. So that is, briefly what we are going to do in this workshop. And we'll talk about how HR can be an orchestrator for people. Of course, we are known for people, but along with people, data, technology, and now AI systems. It is very important for HR people now, and this is something, which I have had a lot of meetings, a lot of talks with HR teams. I've realized that apart from, managing people, now the HR has to understand, how the design will work like when AI comes into picture. The workforce design will be, looking like, what are the risks associated. I mean, we understand, some risks associated with the people side of it, the technology side of it. But when AI comes into picture, what are certain risks associated with it? What are certain guidelines which you should be creating as far as, the people function is concerned? How would you manage all these things together? This is something which we are going to talk about. Vijender is actually our technology expert. He's a technology and AI expert. He's going to take you guys into detail of certain things. We'll also be doing some things hands-on in this workshop. We'll also learn, of course, traditionally we know buy and build, this is what we've been doing. We've been recruiting people, we've been, building up people. Now we'll also focus on the third quadrant, which is digitizing. And under digitizing, you have everything. Right from your HRIS, the rule-based HR systems, AI assistants, AI agents, agentic workflows, everything is under digitize. And I actually think, and I'm sure a lot of you would be working already in these fields, would understand that digitizing is also an important skill for HR people now, along with the other skills. If you have that skills, you can confidently talk to your CEO, you can confidently talk to your CEO, COO, or you can also confidently talk to your IT head. This is, a must-have skill. This is a non-negotiable skill for all HR people right now. Some bit of theory we'll also cover. We'll for example, I just want to briefly tell you, when I talk about AI assistants, it is not equal to AI agents. AI assistants and AI agents are two very different things. AI assistants, for example, ChatGPT when it started, and Claude when it started, or whatever, like you say, Gemini when they started, they were mostly AI assistants. Now they have agent capabilities also into them. By agent we mean those systems which are actually able to act, are able to do something, are able to complete a workflow. So that is the difference, which before we begin, which you guys should know. So there's a difference between AI assistants and AI agents. And this is a bit of an operating model. Now, this is coming from one of the companies I've worked with, in terms of a consulting AI transformation program. This is how, the new HR operating model would look like. Now, this is just, an example. It could look like different in different companies. It could be different depending on the company's organization structure. So you have your clients, or I would say, your customers. HR's customers are mostly managers, business leaders, and employees. They come to you. Let's say they come to HR VPs for some question, for example, they want to know what is their leave balance, or for example, they want to know, what is their taxation, why is this something X entry in their taxation or in their pay slip. Now HR will deploy that query to one of the agents. Could be anything. It could be a learning agent, could be a payroll agent, could be a recruiting agent, or a rewards agent. And that query, the answer will be solved by one of the agents, but it will come to HR, and then HR will review it, and then will give the answer to the respective manager, business leaders, employees. Now these agents are based on your HRIS. These agents work on your HRIS, your system of records, your policies, your data. So all this is, the base, the building base, and these agents basically work on that. I don't want to confuse you talking a lot about the agents here, because Vijender in subsequent slides is going to explain you, some of the AI agents, some of the things exactly. I live in Europe right now, and one of the biggest questions which I get, when I go to anybody or when I talk to anybody is about data protection here. I think some of you would know about GDPR. everybody asks this question. And in fact, this is the first question which they actually start with. What about data privacy? Now, like, data privacy is something, to be honest, a lot of AI practitioners, they themselves don't know, what exactly, the data privacy thing would look like. A lot of guidelines are being put in place in Europe. I know, every day they're releasing. Europe is a land of regulations. Every day they are releasing some or the other regulation or some or the other guidelines on how you would use AI and how the data would be done. But I know that some companies, what they have done is they have built their internal servers. They have, especially the ones who have that kind of budgets, they have built their internal GPUs so that their data and their whatever AI works, their LLMs, they stay within their internal GPUs. This is something, I know, and one of the companies I work with, like, they have spent a lot of money in building those internal GPUs because they were like their prime concern. They worked in such a field that their prime concern is about data privacy. So that is something, I know, because a friend of mine actually creates those GPUs, like sells those GPUs. So that is like one of the examples I want to throw off, because HR people, we work with a lot of data, people's data, personal data. I'll skip this part, like I'll because this is highly futuristic. Like, I know it's I'll skip this part. Now what we'll do is we'll see some examples in practice. So are you ready to do some work along with us? Like, are you in the mood of doing some work along with us? So
yeah, I think you should say work, Preeti, right? So
yeah.
the moment you say work, you are going to do
Yeah, sorry, I mean, on a weekend, I don't want you guys to do some work, but if you're ready to learn a little bit, like the next 45, 50 minutes, I'll hand over to Vijender, because Vijender will actually teach you certain things. He's going to talk about certain live examples, and he's going to make you do some work also. Like, you can, I think it would be good to play around a little bit. So over to you, Vijender, and you can take over the control if you would like.
Yeah, sure, Preeti. So I think you mentioned work again the second time around. So so yeah, I know people. Some of you might be like, we don't do work during the weekdays, Preeti. You're talking about work on the weekends. Okay. Hello everyone. How are you? Is my screen visible? Yeah. Okay. So I'll just give a quick introduction about myself. I think. Yeah. So you can see my screen now? Yeah, okay. So hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Vijender. I'm a graduate from IIT Guwahati, and also I've done my MBA from SIBM Pune. And that's how I've kind of met Preeti long back when we were interns at Cummins. So it's a long journey, like 16 years later, we've kind of, again, been working for some time at Alumnex AI Labs as well. So I run this firm called Alumnex AI Labs, where we do three kind of activities, three pillars. First is we do corporate AI transformation. We are currently doing for Nephroplus. Second pillar is we build AI products, and the third pillar is I do upskilling in AI for corporates and working professionals. So people who hardcore AI programs also, right? So having said that, today what are we talking about? I'll be sharing some of the, so like I said, we have three pillars, right? So whatever I learn in my corporate AI transformation programs, I'm going to share my learnings from there with all of you from an HR perspective. Second thing is the AI products that we build, right? So when you build a product, it's different from just using Claude for something, correct? Because when you're building a product for a client, you make mistakes, you learn so many things. So I'm going to share those as well, right? So today I'm going to cover three key areas, three kind of learnings with all of you, which I feel will kind of help is a takeaway for you from this session, right? It's going to give you a lot of enlightenment in terms of how AI should be used and where AI should not be used, okay? In some of the transformation programs, I see people using AI all over the place, sometimes more so because their IT teams don't have bandwidth, or because their senior leadership says, Kahan pe, where are you using AI? Okay. Now, irrespective of whether you need or not, people are just going berserk about it, right? And it worries me a little bit because organizations are now spending more than they should, right? Now, I just want to ask one trivia, okay? How many of you know of a company recently it burnt half of its entire yearly budget, yearly AI budget. It's already done, vanished.
Uber.
Uber, right? Who said that? Is that Mohit or is it Anirudh?
Yeah.
Mohit.
Mohit. Yeah.
Yeah, Mohit, that's great. So Uber burned half of its entire, Uber's burned all its AI budget within half a year. I think that's the right statement, right? Now, now why does that happen? Simply because people went berserk, people went overboard. You're like, okay, I'm going to monitor how much you're going to use, right? Can you use more, right? Now, nobody started paying attention to what is the productivity out of it, right? So if you're really burning that much, are you getting that much returns? Not really. So even Amazon recently pulled the plug on another program like that, where they said use as much as you can. And then they realized, that as much as you can is not giving the returns on investment of AI, correct? So using it is important. Using it judiciously is also important, okay? Both aspects. So today I'm going to show you some stuff which you would all be doing in your day-to-day lives without realizing that you shouldn't probably doing that, or there's a better way of doing it. Okay, that's the takeaway from today's session. Okay, with me. So I'll try to keep it as non-technical as possible. Although it's very hard for me. I'm a hardcore technical guy. It's a bit hard for me, but I will try. Okay, I'll try to make it simple. Okay, so don't worry, it will not be technical at all. Okay, so shall we get started? For a few still up for some hands-on work, hands-on stuff. Okay, I'm not calling it work, it's hands-on. We'll do it together and you'll also get some excitement about doing it. So first things first, how many of you have worked on Claude and Claude skills or something like that in the past? Just do a quick thumbs up. You can use these emojis at the bottom. How many of you have used Claude? Just give a thumbs up, right? So most of you have used Claude. All of you are familiar. Anyone not familiar, you want to give a thumbs down, right? If you've never used Claude, never logged in. So, okay, Amit hasn't. Okay, Mohit. Okay, Mohit, you knew the answer to Uber. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, no problem.
that's because it was all over the news. But
Yeah, it's all over the
unfortunately,
news.
I haven't used Claude. In a work environment, it is mostly you end up using Copilot rather than
Copilot. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, there
I
are a lot
understand.
more who haven't used Claude. Yeah, exactly. In work environment, we use Copilot.
Okay. No problem. So we won't do only Claude. We will also use other stuff like Notebook LM as well. How many of you have used Notebook LM? Notebook LM, can you give me a thumbs up? Okay, some people thumbs down. I think it's a mixed bag. Okay, so Notebook LM has now been renamed. Does anybody know what's the new name? Anyone?
Gemini.
Let's see, Mohit can get it. What's it renamed? Huh?
Gemini Notebook LLM, I think.
Yeah, Gemini Notebooks. I think in Anirudh this got a lot of GK. Good. So it's renamed to Gemini Notebook, right? I think it's just I think 1-2 days back. If I'm not mistaken, just today morning, because I just saw it in the news. So it's now renamed to Gemini Notebook. So probably they started feeling nobody knows it. But anyway, let's get started. Okay. Without much ado, there are 3 learnings I will talk about, and we will do all of them. Please do along with me. They're all very simple, nothing to get intimidated about. Okay. All of them are related to HR, so that you can connect with what they are. So the first one is related to use AI for judgment and decision-making tasks, not for arithmetic that should never vary. Okay. So, so basically recently I wrote a post on LinkedIn, right? It goes by saying, use AI for making AI redundant. Okay. So, generally, all of us want to hear that stuff, right? Like people, so what it means is something related to this. So typically what people do today is, and you'll see, I'll make you also do some of this stuff, is we want to use AI everywhere, right? For chota, mota, bada, everything, right? Just because we have access, just because my company paid for it. Now, I will talk about why it's not the best thing to do and how you can do better things. So the first thing we are going to do is, all of you, I would like you to access this attendance data, download the attendance data. We are going to upload a skill, and we are going to create a project in Claude, and we are going to generate the total payable days. Okay, so it is a standard HR policy or HR process to calculate the total payable days. I'm sure I don't have to explain to HR professionals what total payable days means. In fact, I don't have to explain to any employee who's working, right? I've also worked for around 20 years. So every month they calculate the total payable days based on your leaves. So that's what it is. So we will see how we calculate it using Claude, and we will see what is a better way to do it. Okay. So I would like all of you to access and download this from chat, please. Please open chat and just, yeah. I'm putting the link. This is a Google Drive. So please open this link. Okay. And you should be able to download a couple of files from here. You can see my screen. So it has the HR sandwich policy attendance data, right? This is all dummy data, okay? Because of client confidentiality, I cannot share any of my client data. So it's all dummy data just for illustration, okay? Now, please download both of these files. Okay, I'll also just download along with you. I'll do alongside with you. Some of you who have never used Claude before, I'll show you the steps as well, okay? So just get along with me. Trust me, it will be done fast. And we'll move fast at a gentle pace. I know it's a weekend. I won't take out too much time as well. So please download, all of you. Everyone downloaded it? Yeah. Yeah, once you download it, you might get a zip file. Just unzip it. If you're not familiar with where it has gone, unzip it and click on extract. You should be able to see two files in that. One file is the HR sandwich policy attendance data. So, yeah. So this is the sandwich policy data for HR. It contains the rules in terms of what are these attendance scores. I'm sure, as HR professionals, I'm not sure, Preeti, is it something that you folks cover as part of your HR programs, leave policy? Do you want me to talk about it a little bit? You think I should talk about the sandwich policy?
I don't think so. However, you can check with the audience, but I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you all give me a thumbs up if you know the sandwich leave policy, what it means?
Honestly speaking, Vijender, I don't think any progressive organization now does sandwich leave policy at all.
Sorry, I didn't get that, Mohit. Every?
Yeah, exactly.
Any progressive organization in today's day will never do a sandwich policy. It's very, it's one of those things that in HR, if you talk about it, it's considered you'll be a pariah in the market.
Okay, it's
totally. But Mohit has just raised such an important point. Yes, it is not like in Europe, nobody knows what a sandwich policy. It's like, oh my God, you can't even talk. In India, I know there are some companies who are using it. And by the way, not to defame our client, but yeah.
No, so this is not really any data from our client. Okay, so I just picked this also. Again, Mohit, the perspective you're saying is in a negative connotation of, squeezing out, or exploiting the employees kind of thing. But what I would like you to look at it from this perspective is that there is a specific rule. Okay, don't worry too much about for everyone. It's more to do with having HR has a lot of different kinds of policies, correct? So sandwich leave policy is also one of them in terms of a concept as to how you calculate the leaves, correct? So if you are going on leave without informing, correct? A leave of absence without a approved leave on a Friday and on a Monday, then certain organizations consider Saturday, Sunday as well as the leaves. So that's the sandwich policy we are talking about, right? So let me explain again. We are looking at someone going on leave on Friday and someone going on leave on Monday, and they are not approved leaves, okay? Leave of absence. Then they also deduct leave for Saturday and Sunday, okay? Now, Mohit, I'm not a core HR person, so I apologize. Pardon me if that is not the industry standard of how it is defined. But
no, that's okay. I mean, what I'm saying is that if we have a couple of new folks in the audience, then maybe they will not be aware of sandwich policy because a lot of organizations have done away with it. So
correct.
That was my only point. Yeah.
Correct. No problem. No problem. That's right. Sure. No problem. Thank you. So from the perspective of what we are doing, this is the rule, right? So some of our clients whereby they do use this policy, right? It's more that the specific policy, what I mentioned about. Now, again, if you look at it from a organization's perspective, if somebody has gone on leave without approval on a Friday and a Monday, typically, the organization wants to penalize them because, they don't want people to do that, right? Because I know it's a long weekend, but you still get approval, right? That's the right process to do. You apply for a leave, you get a leave, and then you go ahead. That's right. That's fair enough. Your Saturday, Sundays, and getting paid for that. Now, let's not get into a debate of whether it's ethical or non-ethical and all that, right? So in this, if you see, this is the legend where it has the codes. So P is present, A is absent, PL is paid leave, WO is weekly off, and H is holiday. So all of you can open this file once you download it. Everyone good with the file? Everyone able to open the file? Can you give me a thumbs up, please? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, everyone good with that? So pretty straightforward, right? So the first sheet explains what is the logic. How are you calculating? So total payable days is equal to total days in a month minus absent days minus sandwich deduction days. Correct? Simple, straightforward. Now, what I have put in is a very minimalistic, simplified, dumbed down version. Okay. What people actually use is not just the sandwich policy. Obviously, all of you know, right? As HR professionals, there'll be so many other things, right? Maternity policies, and a whole bunch of other things, right? So, but I just kept it simple because let's not boil the ocean. Now, the second one is calendar. The calendar talks about what are working days, what are weekly offs, right? Why are these important? Because if you are applying the sandwich policy, it's not always Saturday and Sunday, correct? You could have 2 holidays in between, and if you have one leave of absence before a holiday and after a holiday, it applies against that, right? So that's why you have this additional information on the calendar. The final thing, third sheet, is the attendance. You can see my screen, right? So this attendance is the actual data of some fictitious employees. All are fictitious employees. Nobody is real. We are not pulled out any data from our clients, okay? So they are billing into various departments. You have the data of the codes which is coming from policy and legend. So if you're looking at somebody saying WO, right? WO is coming from this legend which says weekly off, payable unless sandwiched. Okay. Absent means unauthorized leave. So that's the right word which I should be using, unauthorized leave. So how many A's are there on this? Are there any A's? Yeah. So it looks like this person, Meera Rao, has taken some unauthorized leaves. Okay, got it? Now, the point is we have this data which is coming in, and we need to be able to generate the total payable days. Okay, so I think this one has already been calculated in this. We should have used it, but attendance leave. 1 second. Yeah, not this. So I think this particular file already has it. So we could. So I think we could just delete these 2 columns. Please delete these 2 columns. I think the file which I uploaded is having the data. Last 2 columns, you can delete them. Okay. So please delete the last 2 columns. Okay. So it's going to calculate the total sandwich days and the total payable days. Okay. Good with me? Now, next step, if you see, please go to Claude, right? All of you, please go to Claude, and you can access Claude from Claude.ai. Okay. Claude.ai, all of you. Please go to Claude.ai. Yeah, I think Mr. Manjunath has a question. Mr. Manjunath Madugula, you have something to ask?
No, I don't have any question.
Okay, great. So I hope you have with me, right? So
Yes.
Okay, please go to Claude.ai. I'll go slow here, okay, because I believe some of you have never used Claude. Just sign up or sign in if you have already done. You don't need
I'm into Claude.
Okay, great. So you don't need a pro account for this. Okay, just to let you know, no need of pro. Although I have pro, you don't need it. Now, go to Claude.ai. Once you are here, right, you have downloaded those 2 files. Now upload a skill, right? There is a skill in that downloaded files, what you downloaded, right? One of them is a skill, right? Can you see that? Sandwich policy payable days is a skill, okay? So I would like you to upload this skill. How do you do it? Please go to, this is Claude.ai, okay? Click on customize, okay? Click on customize, click on skills, okay? You can see skills here, and click on add, okay? So I already have it added. I'm going to uninstall it, and I'm going to upload it again for you. So please go to customize, please go to skills, and then click on add, and then upload a skill, okay? So when you click on upload a skill, you should be able to upload the skill which you just downloaded. Okay, the sandwich policy payable days. Just click on that. Okay. And you should be able to see it here in the list of skills. These are all my skills, by the way. So your sandwich policy payable days is the skill which we have uploaded. Now I'll talk about what is a skill. Okay, can someone tell me what is a skill? Anyone who's used Claude for some time? Let's just hear from you. Yeah, Anirudh.
I'll just take an attempt. So it is preloading the context for a repetitive task wherein there will be a specific persona or task or specific set of instruction, to put it very simply, are already
Correct.
shared, so that every time we start a session, we don't need to start with giving the context to the LLM, but this is
Correct.
preloaded. And when it comes to skills, even by the problem statement, Claude is intelligent enough to understand the context and call for a relevant skill.
Correct. That's right. Absolutely. Spot on. Right. So skills are basically repetitive instructions which we do over and over again. Right. For example, if you look at it, if you can see my screen, there is a skill here you can see called job description, JD generator, right? Nephroplus JD generator, right? Or, anything proposal generator, correct? So a skill is something that's, I have a poem generator too. It will create a poem in a specific format which I give, right? If you have a job description skill, it will create the JD in a specific format. Okay, so that's what a skill is. Okay, all of you. Do you people want to create a skill of your own? Thumbs up, please. How many of you want to create a skill of your own? Let's create a skill which creates job description. Do you want to create it? Yeah. Okay, let's say spend like 2 minutes and create a skill for the sake of feeling good about. Now you imported my skill, but I'm sure some of you are like, Vijender, I don't want to use yours. I want to use mine. So let's just create a skill. Okay. So go to customize and go to skills and click on add and say create with Claude. Okay. So let's create a skill together. Shift enter. And let's create a skill for what? Create a skill which will create a job description. Okay. Or a JD. With the following format. Okay, what is the format we want? One is title, second is name. Okay, so description, details of the job, and third one is location, fourth one is salary or compensation. I know compensation will not be there. I'm just putting something so that it looks different, right? And fifth one is skills required. Okay, so create a skill which will create a job description following format. Accept the title of that JD job profile from the user. Okay, ask the title of that from the user. So I'm going to put this prompt also in the chat. So I'm creating this skill. Okay, now all of you can do it. I'm putting in chat. I would like all of you to do it. It will just take you like just a minute to do this. Okay, but all of you do it. It will give you a good feeling about creating skills in Claude. Okay, so I think Mr. Manjunath, you have another question, or was that from the previous time?
No.
Okay.
Please. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So when you run this, all of you, I put this skill in the chat. You can just copy it from here. So what you have to do is go to customize, go to skills, click on add, click on create with Claude, and then you do a shift enter, and just paste it, what I pasted on chat. And it's going to create that skill. It's going to create it. It says what format do you want it. I say create a Word doc. That's fine. How should details of the job and skills get filled? Claude should research or draft them. Clean generic format. Okay, boom. Right, so it's captured all the details, and all these details get into that skill that we are creating. Correct? It's the reusable artifact that we are creating, which is going to make sure that it will do the same job for you any number of times. Now, the structure which we have given, right? This is a structure I have given. This according to me, but your organization will have a specific structure which you will give, right? Yes or no? Now, let's say you're, let's say BMW. Like Preeti has worked for BMW. In BMW, you have maybe the title, details of the job, and maybe compensation is supposed to not be written. You want to mention it. Skills required, not required, not required, right? So maybe there's something called relocation policy also, correct? So now if you see skill valid, here's the one skill, nothing hidden, JD generator. So it created this skill. Ideally, it should ask me to save it, but let's see if I already have it saved. Skills. Is it over there already? Allow me to save the skill. So I'm saying allow me to save the skill. Yeah, what about you others? Yeah, can you see this? It should say save skill on the top right corner. Okay, if it's not showing you, say that allow me to save the skill. So I'm clicking on save skill. And once I click on save skill, I click on manage, and I can see that JD-generator is a new skill which has come 18 July, right? Everyone okay with me? Lingaraj, are you getting along? So how many of you created skills? Please thumbs up, please, quickly. Okay, all of you through. Nice. Okay, great. So
Yes,
let's put out.
Vijay Lingaraj said, yes, I'm following you.
Great, Lingaraj. Nice to know that. So let's put our skill, our brand new shining skill in shining armor, right? Let's put it to test. I'm going to write a new chat, and I'm going to say, create a JD, right? For the CMO profile, CHRO, right? Preeti, is that correct? CHRO position at BMW. Okay, so I'm just going to say create a JD for the CHRO position. I'm not telling it explicitly to call the skill. I think Anirudh is mentioned that, right? Anirudh said it will work. Don't say, Vijender, don't mention the skill, it will work. So let's see if it works. So you see that it's saying loading the JD generator skill, correct? I've not called out what to use, but it's figured it out. Now, if you see, it's asking for information. So Preeti, what do we give? Location of the role? Munich?
Yes, Munich,
Okay.
Munich. Let's go with Munich. Yeah.
Munich
Everyone-
compensation
Yeah.
is provide a range. Okay, that's fine. Actual compensation, what should I put? It's asking, I put something about 400K euros. Okay. So let's just give it. So it's going to create, now I didn't tell it what is the structure, right? You can also give it what is the exact structure by attaching a document. But I said you figure it out, go search online and come back. So it's looking at what could be a JD in Munich, right? It's done that research and it's going to create a JD dynamically. And again, I have been a bit lazy. I haven't specified the exact format, but I can always do so. Okay. Now it's creating this script for a CHRO position for BMW for Munich, and it will generate the output, and you just have to verify it and move forward, right? So this is how we generate our proposals today, right? I create all my proposals using Claude Skills, right? We are a startup. Almnex AI Labs is a startup. We are a 2-year-old startup, and day in day out I have to write proposals. So many proposals, right? Training proposal for this, that. It gets so tedious, right? But we just I create skills and boom. Now you see that the CHRO position is done. Is it adhering to the requirements we've given? We said details of the job, location, compensation, skills required, all of them through. Got it? Nice. So it has location, compensation, and skills, everything the way we want it. Now, if you don't want this, you want different colors. So go to your skill, go to JD generator and edit with Claude. Okay. And then you can say the colors of all the headings should be, I don't know what is BMW standard color, should be maroon. Okay. Let's say, and boom, it's going to update it for you. Okay. So that's as simple as that. You don't have to write a code, right? So that's what is your skill. Now, sometimes when people think about skill, the reason I'm asking you to do this, I think we've spent 10 minutes now on this. That's it. Is because you get that feel for what a skill is, where is it located, and how do you actually invoke it. Got it? Makes sense? All good, everyone? So everyone able to generate their own JD? So who is sending that JD to Preeti? She's looking for an opportunity. Preeti, CHRO at BMW. Are you interested?
In my dreams.
Yeah. It's okay. It's good to live a dream once in a while. Yeah. Okay, everyone, all good. Able to generate your dream profile. I think all of you can create your own dream profiles. Yeah. It's a trap question. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So everyone good with skill? Yeah, nice. So now let's move on to the next part. Okay, now that all of you know what is the skill, where do I find it, what does it do, all good with that. Let's move back to our sandwich policy days. You will find that the details of this skill is all documented here. How does it calculated? It is calculated as the total number of days with a blah, 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 and all that. Okay. Now, once we do this, let's now go and apply it. Okay. Before we understand what is the meaning of this complex statement, which I made here, let's just run it. Sometimes, instead of talking about how to swim, right? It's sometimes better to just jump into the water and figure out how to swim, right? Which one? How many of you prefer, going through a manual or YouTube video on how to learn to swim versus just jump into the water and figure out how to swim? Option one. How many people? Lingaraj, what about you? Do you prefer to look at YouTube videos and learn swimming, or do you prefer just jumping into the water and figure out? Option two.
Yeah.
Jump into the water and figure out, right? That's the way to go. Absolutely,
Nope.
right? Yeah.
No.
Just make sure you don't drown. Okay. Otherwise, people will hold me accountable. Lingaraj, I hope you know swimming, right? Yeah. Yeah. Please. It comes with a discussion. Vijender only said in one of his sessions, right? I don't want that stuff. Please. Okay. Okay. So I know it's a Saturday afternoon. That's why I'm trying to put some stuff in between. Okay. So yeah. So all of you now coming back, right? So all of you are able to see this sandwich leave policy. Please, now let's go to the next step. You have uploaded the skill. All of you have uploaded the skill. Let's create a project. Okay. In Claude, there's something called a project. So go to left side projects, click on new project and give it a name. Okay. What is the name? HR payable days. Yeah, I'm going and creating new project, HR payable days. All of you, easy peasy, right? One of those easy things in life, correct? So just create a project, and all of you have uploaded a couple of files, correct? In your local. One is the skill, another one is the attendance policy, correct? Now let's upload that into this file section over here. Can you see this file section? Just upload from device. Okay, I'm just uploading it here. All of you, can you do that? So you create a project. You create a project from the left menu. You go to click on projects. You click on new project and HR payable days. You upload that file. Okay, sandwich policy. Now we have our lovely file which contains of all the instructions, the calendar details, and also the attendance. And we are uploading this file. Is that okay? All good? What next? Nothing much, right? It's showtime. So once you attach it, run the prompt called generate the total payable days by applying the sandwich leave policy. Okay. So just run this prompt. I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay. All of you, please. I think Manjunath, Mr. Manjunath is also saying jump into the water. Okay, great. Nice. I missed that. So please run this prompt called generate the total payable days. Okay. And let's see what comes out. Boom. So I'm not really specifying what is the data for it. I'm not specifying what's the skill for it, because the data is pulled from the project context, right? The file you attached is the project context, and the skill is defining what's the logic I should apply. Have you ever mentioned what is exactly the sandwich leave policy? Does Claude know what it is? Right? See, it's done. So we have the sandwich leave policy as an Excel downloaded with all the data, right? Is it working for all of you? So it comes out beautifully, total payable days, total deduction, with the colors, right? With these lovely pink colors, right? Isn't that nice? Yeah, is it working for all of you? Thumbs up, please. Again, once in a while, thumbs up is a way for me to know, are you folks even alive, active, right? Are you even listening? Yeah. Okay. So how many of you have been able to generate it? Yeah. So Amit, Sandeep, all of you have been able to generate. Are you able to see the sandwich leave policy applied? I think Arjun Sharma, again, all of them are fictitious names. Arjun Sharma is having a leave sandwich deduction. Priya Reddy's sandwich deduction. Rahul Patel, Sneha Nair as well, right? So far, so good. Everyone with me? So anyone, any questions so far? All good? Now let's get back to the core idea, right? Okay, all of this is nice, but why are we even talking about this? How is it related to the central idea of use AI for judgment and decision-making tasks, not for arithmetic, correct? So what you have done, all of you have done is you have used AI for generating the total payable days. Yes or no? Thumbs up if you're saying yes. Yeah? All of you use AI, right? If you use Claude means you've used AI, right? Again, I won't get into the depth because I promised you I won't get into tech stuff. But when you are using Claude, all of you are using an AI agent. Okay? A lot of people don't know that. Everybody thinks AI agents are something else in some other planet. Correct? Claude is an example of AI agents, right? So why is an AI agent? Because you're using an LLM and you're using tools. I won't go beyond that. Okay? Just for now, think of it. Now, the point is, for preparing this report, right? Did we have to use Claude? Does somebody in the group say thumbs down? You say thumbs down if you believe Claude should not have been used for this, and thumbs up if you feel Claude should have been used. Let's see what people have to say. Okay, Swati is saying no. Okay, Swati is saying yes and no. Oh my God,
This
Swati,
is a
I
debate
got you.
which HR people would love, the
Yeah.
ethical debates,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I saw Swati doing a thumbs down and a thumbs up also. She's playing it diplomatic. Yeah, so everybody's saying we should use, just because we have it. Let's see. Preeti, you're also saying we should use? Okay. Yeah.
I was saying
So-
that, first thumbs down and thumbs up. For Swati, I was saying thumbs up for that. Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Being diplomatic.
So point is, we shouldn't, right? Why? Because okay, Swati, that's fine. I was just pulling a leg. So see, if you look at it, right, the sandwich leave policy is a standard policy. If you look at it, right, there's a fixed logic. So if you have one A, right, A, H, H, A, that's the logic. A, H, H, A, or A, H, A. H means holiday. A means unauthorized absence. A is unauthorized absence. So you have a fixed pattern. So you could have A, H, 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 A. You have A, H, A, or it's a fixed pattern. So between any two A's, if you have one H, that's a sandwich policy, right? That's it. So can you not programmatically do this, right? Yes, it will have different conditions in different companies. I think Mr. Manjunath is spot on. It will have different conditions, right? That's why I think when I responded to Mohit, right, it's not really a pariah kind of thing because different companies use it in some shape or form, right? Which is justified for their companies. Okay. Now I won't get into the whole ethical and legal compliance kind of things, but like Mr. Manjunath said, it's correct. But you can build that logic for your company programmatically, correct? So you have to programmatically build it because it is always deterministic, right? Is it change? No, right? One of the things that happened when all of you use Claude right now, what was the risk? Can someone tell me what is the risk in the way that all of you have used right now with Claude? Can someone tell me? Let's see. So there is a risk involved. The work you have done, it has generated, all of us are feeling nice, gloating about it. I know some of you are like, let me let a LinkedIn post on this now. Okay. But there is a risk. What is the risk? Can someone tell me? Limited interactions. Okay. That is okay. But let's say I placed the Claude Premium. I know confidentiality and token costs. Anirudh is worried about costs and confidentiality, which is valid. Anything else? That is a totally valid concern. Anything else? There's one more concern, risk that nobody is identifying so far. And that's a big risk. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Manjunath is saying he used premium. Yeah. But it's not about the money, right? And I think Aniruddha brings a valid point. But there's one more risk that nobody talks about, right? Probabilistic nature of LLM. That's right, Aniruddha, right? So probabilistic nature is not a very technical term. The technical term for it is non-deterministic, correct? So LLMs are non-deterministic. What do they mean? Because they are working on your data using a model trained on petabytes of data. Can they make a mistake? They can. Can they hallucinate? They can. Yes or no? Yeah. Yeah, that's fine, sir. That's fine, Mr. Manjunath. That's fine, right? So, I've been doing this for a year now, so that's why I get some of this stuff, but I can understand. But the point I'm saying is, if an LLM hallucinates, and today LLMs get new models every day. Till yesterday we had Sonnet 4.8 or 4.6. Now we have Sonnet 5. Now, what is the guarantee that the new model is not performing as well as the previous one. There's no guarantee, right? Can it make mistakes? It can. So till yesterday, your report was working fine. Today, it might not work properly, correct? So that inherent risk which comes at the expense of you generating the data and showing to your leadership is a huge risk because it can impact your career too, right? And nobody's going to say, that's okay, I can understand the LLM made a mistake. Nobody's going to say that. They're going to catch your neck. Okay. So that's really right. I think Mr. Manjunath is also saying that he experienced changes in the models, correct? So models can change. So if you are using AI for this kind of work, you are exposing yourself to risk, which Anirudh mentioned, of confidentiality. And second thing is of hallucination, right? Of changes which can happen. So what is the solution? What is the takeaway from this? The takeaway from this entire exercise is what I'm showing you on this slide here. Use your IT team, okay? Use AI to build a small Python script. So your IT team can build it. And in fact, at one of my client places, I've trained an HR person to write that Python code herself, right? And today you should see how excited she gets about writing that Python code. Okay. She has no clue what code is there in that. She has absolutely no idea what goes on under it. But she's able to generate that Python file and run it by herself for all this kind of activities. Because in HR, there's so many reports, right? You have caps, you have this, you have hundreds of stuff, right? And what you should do in your organizations is you should take that that Python script and give it to your IT team so that they can build a front end through which you upload your files. Correct? You just upload it, and it will run that Python script which is created once for every organization. Every organization will have their own logic. You create it once and it runs and boom. Correct? So you are using AI for making AI redundant. That's the statement I made, right? So basically, you're using AI to create that Python script, which makes the further usage of this kind of Claude redundant. Got it? And the other thing is also where you have deterministic kind of work or fixed kind of work, which is not changing, repeatable. Don't use LLMs. Don't use AI. Correct? Automate it. So that is what this script talks about. So you build with IT versus you build with AI. You build with IT where you are using deterministic, rule-based math, high frequency, consistent. Build with AI where you have judgment-heavy work. Correct? So your input is unstructured. You have emails, chats, transcripts. You have to make decisions. You have to understand sentiment. You have to figure out which one is important. There you need to use AI. Got it? Because your IT team cannot build it. If somebody says they can build it, don't believe that. Okay? Because it's too expensive to build it. Now, any questions so far? So this is the first learning, folks. Okay? This is the first one. This is the only one which takes a little bit more time. So I've spent some time here, but the next ones will move faster. Okay? So,
Vijender, we have some questions in the chat.
Yeah, please. Okay.
If you open the chat, there are some.
Yeah, I'm looking at them. So Amit Prakash is saying my company has Copilot access and got a license for all employees so that all work is safe and do not go outside. What do you think about the Copilot and Claude being used together on office setup? Or what is the limitation of Copilot being used as only AI option? Can you share your perspective? So Amit, today I think Claude and Copilot, I think they are coming up with similar kind of offerings, right? Both of them are equally powerful. If your company is giving Copilot, go with that. Okay, don't use Claude. They might flag you. Okay, because when they take Copilot, they take an enterprise version, and that enterprise version or make sure that data doesn't go. So they pay a premium. Your organization pays a premium for that, so the data privacy is there. Okay, so never use Claude. Even your personal accounts, don't use it. Okay, it's always a risk. Do you need to use them together? Not required. Right? If you have one or the other, it's enough. Right? So I hope that answers your question, Amit. Mr. Manjunath is asking, taking help of IT is useful to companies. What about individuals? So even individuals can do it, Mr. Manjunath. Like preparing that Python script is pretty easy. So I have, I have my own programs, like my training programs, which I do for seniors and working professionals, where I teach how to do that, right? And you learn that skill once, just like I showed you how to create a skill right now. You learn that skill once, it stays with you, right? You don't have to depend on any IT person, right? But having said that, the professional way for organizations, individual employees should not build those IT scripts by themselves and run. It's a risk because it's not scalable. Now, what about your neighbor, your other fellow neighbor? How do they do it then? It has to repeat, right? So yeah. So individuals can also write those scripts, not a big deal. Shubham's question is, if hallucination can occur for mathematical operations or deterministic tasks, Can they not occur for logical or thinking or strategic tasks as well? Okay, Shubham's question is fantastic. Okay, Shubham is like, Vijender, that's fine. But can they not occur for logical or thinking tasks? That's very much valid, Shubham. But what I'm trying to say is, it's better to go with AI than go with your IT team building a really complex application to do the same thing. Correct? They have to use other models. They have to do a lot of stuff. But using AI is a better way and faster way. See, ultimately, it's all about trade-offs, right? So you have to look at what's the trade-off for what you're trying to do. So for this activity where it's deterministic, use a tech, and for non-deterministic, use AI. It can do a good job. See, nothing is 100%, right? Like, see, I mean, we cannot put it up on the wall and say, now it's your responsibility. Do you want to use a Haiku versus you want to use an Opus? That's up to you. Are you willing to pay for a premium model? Will do a better job, right? See, there is always inherent risk of hallucination. Now, if you are saying, I'm betting my, job on every, this thing that I'm doing in Claude, then it's not prudent. Don't do it, right?
I think,
if you're doing-
Vijender, I would, so Shubham, your question can be exactly answered if you understand a little bit more about LLMs, right, Vijender? So we also do a workshop where people build LLMs, and when they build LLMs and they understand why, hallucination occurs and in what all ways hallucination can occur, right, Vijender? That's
right.
That will involve like 3-4 days workshop. I mean, we have to compile everything in 90 minutes. It's the challenge, but we are trying to do that.
Yeah, absolutely, Preeti. Yeah, Shubham, I hope that's good there. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, we got another 15-20 minutes on the clock. Let's move it faster now. So the next one I want to talk about is stop re-uploading the same policy PDFs. Use RAG. Okay, so RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. So here, what we are saying is today, what people do is, I would like all of you to open this, and we'll do this exercise. Please open this Drive link. I put it in over here. All of you, please open that. So there are some policy documents in that. Please download those policy documents. Okay. All these documents, please download them, all of you. So, I mean, if you need help with downloading, just select all of them and right click and download. And once you download them, it's a zip file. Okay, all of you through with me? Yeah. So this is how you would see it, something like this. Yeah. So let me ask everyone a question, right? All of you download this, and I'm going to ask this question. Let's see who gets back to me with the answer. How many casual leave, sick leave, and earn leave days is an employee entitled to? Quick, let's see who gets this answer. It's a quantifiable question, and so if you see here, it's a deterministic output, but you should use an LLM, right? Because you cannot program it to find this information, right? So quick, let's see who gets it right. Your time starts now. How many casual leave? It's based on those documents which are there in this folder, everyone. Okay. I hope you can see this. These are the documents. I have put in, intentionally, I put some other stuff as well. But can someone answer me quick? Answer to this question. All of you have access to same AI. Use whatever AI you want. Let's see who gets it first. How many casual leave, sick leave, and earned leave days is an employee entitled to per year? Let's see. You can put it in the chat, please. So let's see who gets it right. Okay, Anirudh, did you raise your hand, or no need to raise your hand? Just put it in the chat, please. So others also, yeah. It's pretty simple, straightforward. I think all of you do it day in, day out, right? Let's see who gets it right. So casual leave is, to Anirudh has got it 12 days per leave. Okay. Sick leave is 12 days. Okay. EL is 15. What about the others? Is this the right answer? Anyone else? So typically, what do you do? Anirudh, what did you do? Can you just talk about it?
I think there was a hint in the earlier discussion. I downloaded the policies, uploaded in Notebook LLM, and then asked the question. All the database was there.
Correct. Okay. So Anirudh used Notebook LM. But what about how would I upload them over here in the chat, Anirudh? How would I just upload them over here? Would that not work? Would that not work? Uploading in the chat and asking that question?
It would also work.
Okay. Then why didn't you try that? I mean, just thinking out loud. I mean, just for the sake of discussion. Now, I know I mentioned Notebook LM. Maybe I think next time I shouldn't, but I'm just curious, right? I'm not challenging it, but I'm just curious. I can also do this, right? And ask the same question. So what is the question again? I'll just put this in here. For people who are wondering how to get this answer, all you have to do is attach all your files into the chat and just say enter. Got it? And it's going to give the answer. So Anirudh, do you see a problem with this approach, or anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, from scalability standpoint, consider being an HR professional, now all the policies are uploaded somewhere. I can create a shareable link, and any other HRVP can also ask the policy-based questions to that shareable link, because all the policies will be hosted at some place, rather than, let's say, individual HRVP, every time they have a query, they uploading the policy documents on a GChat or on a cloud or something. So essentially, because the context is right, essentially all the knowledge base is stored somewhere, and all of us can derive the answer from that knowledge base. In this context, I use Notebook LM as a knowledge base.
Correct. Got it. Okay. So what about the others? This will make work too. Okay. I think Brijendra has got the answer. Okay. That's great. Mr. Manjana also has got it. Okay. And Shubham saying that would be work too, but it would eat more tokens in the model. Yeah. Right. So the problem with this approach, right? And why all of you should not do this. Do you see the amount of time it's taken? Right. It's taken a lot of time. Now, what is the information I'm looking at? Casual leave, sick leave, and earned leave. How many documents did I attach here? 6 documents. Correct? Now, how many documents would have made sense for me to attach? Just 2 documents, right? Because both of them are related to HR. Yes or no? Yeah. So what are the 2 documents that are relevant to our question? Only leave and attendance policy and POSH policy. Even POSH policy is not required. If you just attach leave and attendance policy, it would have been good enough, correct? But now what are we doing? We attach 6 documents and we're asking a question. 5 documents are no use, right? So how does Claude work? They work on the basis of tokens. So we are sending 5 documents and we are saying we are asking a question relevant to only one. So this is waste of resources. So that's why the better way, what I'm recommending is use Notebook, right? So all of you go to Notebook LM, please. notebooklm.google.com. I'm putting this over here. Please go to notebooklm.google.com. So, Mohit Kapoor is saying, at what point do you switch from advanced Excel, say VBA coding to AI?
I was thinking this is a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question, Mohit. Funda is, if you want to use VBA coding or macros, use them, but use AI to create them. Okay, that's the new change. You shouldn't still use skills and that stuff, right? What I showed. Don't do that. See, it should not be out of fancy, right? You see, it's nothing wrong about using VBA coding and macros. You should use them, but use AI for creating them, right? That's how it should be. That because that's faster and foolproof. Faster. Okay, please, all of you open notebooklm.google.com, and over here, okay, you can upload those same set of files. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. I think I'll just show you. Or you folks want to try it out? You want to try it? You can upload all of those. So I'm just uploading these 2. You can upload those as well. So once you upload it, you can ask this question over here. And it will get the job done. Same job, right? Now you'll notice that the number of files, I mean, you still upload all the files though, right? But what Notebook LM does is it uses the concept of RAG, or retrieval augmented generation. Okay, I won't get into the depth of it because it's like a full program. I generally talk about this in one of our workshops where we conduct. Using RAG is the right way for your organization, just like what Notebook LM does, right? But the problem with here is your data is still going out to third party, to Gemini, correct? Your organization, you should protect your documents. Right? But the concept is this: you attach these files, you ask any question you want, it will give you an answer. Got it? Have all of you tried this using Notebook LM? Everyone okay? Mohit?
And with Vijender, you can build localized RAG, right, RAG. You can do that, right?
Yeah, relevant to your organization. Only to your organization you can
Exactly.
build such that your
Yeah.
data never goes out. Okay. So now as HR professionals, as people from the industry, if you are building a system like this, make sure you're building something that's based on RAG. Okay.
These are the things you need to know, because that's how you will be able to tell, what will work and what will not work. What is a better way of, doing things as far as AI is concerned? What thing you should be actually using? That's why we are doing this workshop, because a lot of times we see HR people like, maybe, where we have a different work to do. So it's important. It just makes us a little bit more, I would say, it's good to know about these things, so that you can talk about these things to your senior management and to the IT people or whatever.
Yeah.
Flex,
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Preeti, for that. So I hope all of you have a good understanding now why we should use RAG and not attach files, right? RAG will help you search the relevant documents and get the insights. It saves you tokens. It gives you more accurate information as compared to using just the attaching the files approach. So there's one more problem with attaching files. Can someone tell me what is the problem with attaching all these files? Someone apart from Anirudh? Anyone else? So what's the problem in attaching all these files and asking a question? So let's say I have like 40 files, right, in my HR policy. I'm okay. Let's say I'm okay with I have tokens, a lot of tokens. What is the other problem? Anyone? Shubham? There's one more problem. Has anyone heard of something called context rot? Context rot, right? Have you heard of it? So what happens is, generally we tend to think, right, the more you give, the more better it is. The problem is the more you put it, the more it degrades, because it's hard to find out what do you want from all these 100 documents that you attached. Rather give me 2 documents and I'll give you the best results, right? Yes or no? So that's why, when you go for exams, right, how many of you write exams in school like you have written? Do you have 3 exams on one day? You don't, right? You just have 1 exam, space it out, 1 exam. Why? Because it gives you more time to absorb, more time to focus on one thing, read that and go. I'm sure, I know some of you might not do that also, given one day, but I don't know, Preeti, if you are like that.
Something I actually hated was last minute revision. I used to see my friends, buried in their books and doing last minute. I was like, oh my God, if I do that, I'll have this context, whatever word you said, I'm gonna forget everything.
Yeah, but I think Bridge would be more studious. I don't know, Bridge. You would be that focus guy. Let me make the most of this
No.
day I have for preparation. No,
man. My only goal was get 30-40%, get pass and done.
okay.
So wrong impression on that.
Yeah, so I think Anirudh suits that profile, that studious guy. I get one whole day, let me focus, let me ace it. Right, Anirudh? No?
I'm with Bridge.
Huh?
Yeah, I think no, Vijender, Anirudh is the guy who will be like, 200% in preparation, but will say, I'm okay. Those stand.
I know one of those
intelligent
modest guys,
yeah.
one of those modest guys, who'll say, I jada pada nahi hai, but he'll end up topping the class, like that 3 Idiots guy, like Amir Khan,
Sorry, Anirudh, I was just, pulling, sorry, not, please don't take anything seriously. Sorry.
No, yeah, totally. It's good to hear the dream version of yourself when that is not the truth.
That's okay. So last one which we're talking about, and is the most interesting one, is conversational intelligence. Okay. So this is something that's coming up in a big way, and this is generally not talked about much because not many people have done it. Okay, in the industry, not many people have done it. You will not find this stuff. Most of the YouTube stuff will talk about skills, projects, what is context window and all. But this is new stuff. This is coming up. And this is the new stuff that you can get only when you listen to what I say. Why do I do it? Because we implemented it for a client called All Pets. Okay, so there is a client, you can search it. It's called All Pets. You can see it. It's based in Hyderabad. So some of you might be knowing these film stars, right? Like Mr. Ram Charan, and Mr. S.S. Rajamouli of Bahubali fame, right? So they take their pets here. So we built this conversational intelligence, right? Again, I'm not selling all pets here, but they are our clients. So we built this conversational intelligence application or ecosystem for them, right? And what is it about? What is the problem we are solving in this, right? The problem we are solving is today, when they have data, right? They have data in their SaaS application, correct? If they want to find out what is the revenue of April versus the last 3 months of this year, Jan, Feb, March, what do? You download the April data, download the Jan data, download the Feb data, download the March data, put all the data into one sheet, find out the average of that, subtract it and all, and you get the value. How much time would it take? Preeti, how much time do you think it will take? Maybe 3 hours, 2-3 hours, right? Putting all too much of pain. Now, let's say I now come and say, can you give me the breakup of that by species? How much of the revenue came for cats services? How many came for dog services? So on. What will you do? Again, go back. So this is very tedious. It was becoming too time consuming for them. They wanted to do more data driven business decisions. So they came to me and we built something called an MCP server for them, where we allowed them to interact with their data using conversation. Okay, just natural language. Okay, so let me just show you the data that I have with me. Okay, so I have the data of employees. So there is this HR data out here, which consists of all employees' data. Okay, and we also have HR data related to their payroll compensation. Okay, so how much they are getting and all that stuff, right? Payroll. Now, suppose I ask a question, can you give me the data like this? For each department, what is the average salary, average pay? How will you do? Now you have to look at this. You have to connect it with the employees' data and get this pivot chart. This is how people do it, right? Create the pivot report and do it. Is that how we do it, Preeti? Brijendra, Anirudh, right? Imagine how messy it is, right? Imagine if I could just ask a question, right? Let's say I just ask a question and I'm going to show you how I prefer it, right? In the AI era, I don't want any more Excel formatting. I just go to Claude. I just ask, what's the average monthly salary by department? And boom, you can see the exact numbers match. In finance, 130,543. You can see that 130,544. It's rounded off, right? In HR, it's 118,668. It's just dummy data. Don't worry about the numbers. It's exactly matching. I've just gone to Claude. I put up an MCP connector. It's connected to my data, which is there in all these Excel files. If you can see, there are so many Excel files consisting of employee master, attendance leave, performance reviews, attrition exit, payroll compensation. You can have any amount of data. This is next generation after RAG. Okay, this is not RAG. This is dynamic SQL queries sitting on top of your data, right? I won't get into I promised you I won't get into the tech stuff, so I won't get into it. But I will just let you know that we built an MCP server, okay, which is what is there in the connectors, and HR MCP is what we built. Now, again, I cannot cover entire MCP and all. I conduct workshops where I clarify what it is and make you build it. And if you see this ISACA MCP server, it's built by someone for the ISACA. As the secretary of Hyderabad, he himself built it. Okay, he's my SLP member, the course member. So HR MCP is what we built. And if you people are curious, are you curious? All of you also can do it. Okay, I'm putting this over here. I'm sharing the steps. I would like all of you to do it. It'll take only 5 minutes. Okay, and then we will pass on to Bridge. Okay.
Mohit
So please-
has a question actually, I think. Mohit,
Yeah,
you can
Mohit.
ask your question now.
Yeah, so Vijender, I mean, this is one of those classical cases where, somebody who works in compensation and where, I am 100% not sure whether the data that I'm submitting to, an LLM will be not used outside, the realm of my organization.
Correct.
I can get the same thing done through an Excel. Like if I can, like you said that, look for a, how to write a formula to get this done from an AI and then use it on a standalone Excel sheet. That is where I had the doubt, and that's why I asked the previous question also. That's where is that, like, what will be the decision making point for me to move out of Excel, advanced Excel, and go into an AI or an LLM model.
Correct. See, wherever you have deterministic outputs, right? Like, for example, even this average monthly salary calculation, if you look at it, every month, suppose you're calculating the average monthly salary every month, same standard boring report you wanted for your leadership, you should not use AI. You should have it developed like what is developed here. This is all manual. Okay. It's a pivot. Correct?
Understood. Yeah.
But if I ask you a question, can you break up the distribution of finance by the pay grade? For example, how many in grade A, grade B, grade C, and what is their pay?
Understood.
What will you do? What will you do? You'll have to again write another report, another code. Yes or no?
Not necessary. So what I do is I have all inputs as variables, right? Like for instance, I suppose if I choose in a cell to represent levels through say numbers, right? And in a separate column, I say that if the value is equal to 1, then give me this, the average salary of this particular level. If it is 2, then give me this, and just input that 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and create. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm also saying is that as professionals, sometimes we are paranoid of not exposing our data to, even if it is, you know, at a organizational level, like for instance, we use, co-pilots, but there is somebody who may have access to it, and this is sensitive data that I don't want to share with my organization also, till the time that, the pay transparency rule doesn't come into picture in the euros.
No, I get it. Let's just park your question, Mohit. Let's finish this and we'll get
Totally
back.
agree. And Mohit, that's a very, very good question, actually. And by the way, a lot of people have reservations, although you would have enterprise version of Claude and, all the data privacy rules are put into place and all. I know, like, the payroll data, the salary data, I've seen a lot of HR people not even wanting to touch it, by the way. And by the way, there is no deterministic answer for it. It's totally depends on, the philosophy. Like I work with people and they say, please, AI and payroll, let's not go there. Let's not just go there. You know, Mohit, and that's a very valid thing, yes. And you should take a call over that. You should say, I'm still saying no. And this should be, you should take a very strong call. And that's where, this session will help you in taking those calls. That I'm still not very sure about it. Yes, I would try to experiment. I would experiment some of the things, but payroll data I'm not. Yeah.
Preeti, sorry to interrupt. Mohit will just park that question.
Sure.
And get
No
back.
worries.
In the interest of time, I would like to show this MCP. I would like all of you to experience conversational intelligence. Okay. I don't want you to worry about how we build it. I just want you to use it and experience it. So in the chat, it'll just take 2 minutes. Please copy this MCP link which I shared. Go to Claude again. Click on customize, click on connectors. Okay. Click on connectors and go to add and add custom connector. Okay. So customize connectors, add custom connector, call it as HR MCP and just paste it over there. Okay. And just click on add. That's it. Okay. So we built a custom connector. And once you are able to see the tools here, now I'm not getting into the depth of all this. I typically do that for tech folks, but you folks, I'm exempting you. You can just enjoy the process. So now come and let's ask the same question, what I had asked it over there. What is the average, what is that revenue for the, right? What is that? What is the average revenue? What is the average monthly average department, right? I'll just put this for all of you as well. So once you do that and it connects, please run this question and let me know if you're able to see the answer. Okay, I'm just running it afresh. Okay, I just connected the MCP. I just ran it afresh. Is it working for anyone? So it's actually using MCP, something called MCP, and it's a tech concept. I talk about it in more detail in some of our workshops. I'm sure in 1.5 hours we cannot cover everything, but yeah, anyone able to find the answer? It's dynamically. So the beauty of this is you can ask any question under the sun and it'll give you insights. So Mohit, to answer your question, where do you draw the line? This is where you draw the line, right? Where you say, I want more power. Now,
Understood.
Anonymization is the way to go, Mohit. To answer your specific question on data privacy, anonymization is the way to go. Okay. And I'll talk about anonymization in some of my workshops, which you can attend, right? How do you do it? How do you practically work? We talk about it later. So if you can see finance data exactly matching, is it working? 130543. Is it matching the data we got over here in our pivot? Yeah, 130544, exactly, correct? Now, you can ask another question saying, find out the split of this revenue by whatever else, right? By performance reviews, right? Show only data of employees with rating greater than 4.5. Okay. I'm just asking something on the fly, right? So Mohit, if you wanted to do this, you would have to pull up a nice fancy macro, right?
Yeah.
Look at it, it's getting the data on the fly, right? That's the brilliance of it, right? Now, I just asked something that might be irrelevant, but you folks can come up with what you want. Now, this is it. So this is the third pillar. This is conversational intelligence. I'm asking questions, getting insights, and that's what organizations should use going forward. Okay. Now, with respect to data privacy, using how you use anonymization, how do you make sure that confidential data doesn't go, still we get this power. That's what you can discover in some of my other sessions, which I conduct, where I get into the depth of how exactly you anonymize, how do you de-anonymize, and how do you make sure that it still works. Because see, if you are having, say, Mohit in an organization, what is anonymization? Mohit Kapoor, let's say, is converted into Tom Cruise, right? Now, if I have the data for Tom Cruise, how does it matter what Claude thinks about it or any Olympics? It doesn't matter. They're just numbers, right? But the numbers of Mohit Kapoor is different from Tom Cruise, correct? So you anonymize it and you de-anonymize it, right? So again, I cannot cover everything in this 1.5 hours. I hope I have covered. I'll just summarize 3 points, what I covered. The first learning is use AI for judgment and decision-making tasks. Don't use it for routine tasks, which can be automated by IT. Second one is stop uploading the same policy documents, use RAG. Third one is conversational intelligence. Okay, talk to your HR data. Got it? That's it from my side. Any quick questions? We'll take it after bridge session. Okay, so we have bridge coming up, and then we'll open the floor for questions. Okay. Thanks, Bridge. Over to you. Thanks everyone for listening to me. I hope it was you learned a few things here.
If you have any questions, like people can connect with us offline also. We'd love to like chat with you, and if you want to explore a little bit more, that's also okay. But because we have 90 minutes only, so sorry. Over to you, Bridge.
Yeah, I'm stopping sharing my screen. Thanks everyone for listening to me.
Preeti, will you load the slides?
Yeah, I'm just doing, Bridge.
Right. Thank you, Vijender, for an insightful session. I think for the normal HR person who has not been using automation a lot, they will start using it. Obviously, the data privacy and all comes to the mind time and again. But I was having this conversation with somebody right in the morning around 10 a.m. that if you look at policies, if you look at process flows, if you look at integration with Oracle, SAP, whatever, mostly everybody is right now even struggling as they were struggling in 2010, 2015. Nothing innovation has come in. It just could be specific to your organization, but using this AI technology and all, what you will create will then be a proprietary, and I think that should be walled off. So that's what my take is. Obviously, you cannot go back in front of the audit committee and the, your data leak prevention teams and tell them that, look, this is my way of doing things. We have to edit. Anyways, guys, amazing session, Vijay. Thank you for that. And thank you, Preeti, till now. We are out of time for sure. So I will keep it very, very short and very succinct. We were talking about, HR using AI. So how many people have joined in from Dubai? Can I just take a quick hands up from there? I think Sandeep is there. Okay, so only one. Excellent. I hope there will be more next time. Okay,
Sandeep,
Mohit is there.
Mohit is also from Dubai.
Okay.
Bharat is from Dubai.
Bharat Rai is there. John is there. Afriin
is there.
Beautiful. So yeah,
okay.
So
quite a lot of people. That's
cooking hot over here. Yeah, there are a lot of people. So yes. So again, I'm an HR professional, using AI. Mayank is here, so using AI extensively, technically for all my work now. I've technically stopped working. I'm letting AI do everything for me, and which will mean that whatever companies I work for, whatever companies I consult for, obviously I get Copilot. So under Copilot, if your company give you a Copilot, it will give you one model, which is like I would say, I think it's you can get Opus from Claude, so it's a switch on. Otherwise, it will give you the Chat GPT version, correct? So 5.6, 5.5. So you can choose all, depending what your company has bought for you. You can ideally choose. Now, if your company has Microsoft Purview, which is your data protection, your documents will be tiered. It could be private, it could be internal, it could be super confidential. So those documents will not be even loaded into your Copilot. So the company will wall you off. The Copilot themselves will say that, look, my data, this is the confidential data. I'm not even supposed to touch it. Other thing that comes with it is that your data will not be used for the training purposes. So if you use a public access of Claude or your Chat GPT, the data you will upload will be used for it, correct? But if you're using internal Copilot licensing, your data is walled off, and that's why you can use it more efficiently in your daily work. How you use it is obviously what I will talk about. So Vijendra has said very amazing thing about the JDs. Now we all from HR professional would be using Korn Ferry or Hays format. We could be using the Mercer. We would be using the Tower Watson one. So once you upload those into say, and you will have say like 300, 400 job descriptions, you can say simply update those job description as per particular job. You can write a skill, or you can simply let it run for 1 or 2 iterations, and it will give you the conversion of the job description from your older format. I still work for a multi-million-dollar company, and they are still using job descriptions from 2015 and 2020. So my last project was with Asal, and we updated around 300 plus unique roles, and that was done manually, and that was done in 2026, very start in around 2026 January. But now if I have to do it again, which I will be doing it again, it will be done by AI. Now, if you are HR again, and I believe a lot of senior peoples are over here, your recruiter will give you a set of resumes, correct? And then you will be part of an interview part. Now, how do you go ahead and ensure that you are having a structured interview conversation with the person? For example, you will interview one person and you will ask certain set of questions. Then you will call a candidate number 2 and you will ask a certain set of questions. And number 3 will come. Now, you will not be able to make a judgment between all 3 in a mathematical way to prove that we have all been assessed on a same point. You can use the AI right now to create a structured interview platform where you will load in your psychometric profile, your cultural skill, your performance criteria, whatever the earlier person has left, what are the newer mandate, and we have far more. So I will be sharing after this call a small spec sheet to everybody who has participated in HR department. You can start learning from that. So there would be structural prompt. AI will do most of your job. However, the prompt what you given, the prompt what you will feed is the one that will help you to enhance and do your work faster. So eventually you will be, what I will say, if you stay with us for longer, you will become prompt manager. People like us has now become model manager. So we know which model to use for which particular work. So you will be having that, progression over a period of time. But if you're just getting started, the prompt what prompts you give in, how do you use it, becomes the most important. So you can use it for all your recruitment systems, and again they can connect with your Oracle Fusion, they can connect with your SAP SuccessFactors, we have Telogy, we have so many others. So all of those are bringing those AI features. The third point which we are using quite a lot is again the interview guides. So you have competencies, correct? But they, as everybody in our who is HR head will know, they have a competency dictionary kept. We all have built earlier in our careers, correct? We all have built competency dictionaries, but did we ever use them? Like, did we really ever use them? So using AI, using correct prompt, using the CV, the JDs, we can all use them right now to interview and get the best match candidate. And the fourth one, which is the, the offer email and all. So we are all creating agents right now for the companies. So our offer is not to go ahead and reduce the workforce. However, making that workforce more efficient. Hence the title over there, which is 4 to 6 hours of HR work done in 8 minutes. So what I have been consulting at the organizations is to create Copilot agents. And these agents will not only create an appropriate job description, which will be then used by another agent to post the job description on LinkedIn. When the CVs keeps coming in, it will screen them. When the screening is happening, is going to the hiring managers, going to the recruiters, it will give them the interview guide at what really has to be interviewed, what questions has to be asked. Once the notes are done using voice, because you talk about the call, correct? You write some notes. All of that is collected in and given it as a structure that about this profile, these are the interview points, both from all sections, like interview stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Then when a person is selected, the other agent will be fired and they will be sending out the offer email, sending in the entire onboarding process. So technically, if I look at my recruiters right now, if I look at my HR business partners, so where they used to run around for an entire week, those things we are able to automate within a day now, and sometimes even just 3 to 4 hours. While you sleep, your agents will be working on your behalf. So if you get a call, we have been connecting with companies who are using robocallers. So the first screening calls will be done by a robocaller. They will ask you about, a very structured questions. The answers you give will be able to screen you up. So where, most of us would have done some level of recruitment here. Recruitment is easy, posting job is easy. But if you get 1,000 CVs, that's where the problem occurs, correct? And even if you're using the latest Oracle, the SAP SuccessFactors, whatever talent modules you're using, screening is the biggest part. So over the period of time, I will be sharing, after this session, certain prompts where you can practice on your local level. And once you are okay with those, we will be connecting more. And if you join us later again, we will be having more structured workaround sessions with me, like Vijender did, as how to use the AI tools, what you have in your organizations, correct, to actually get the desired result. That's it. Preeti, up to you.
That's great. So guys, see, the thing is, okay, it's like 90 minutes is too short. It's a huge topic.
Okay.
It is like a big topic. The idea was, to have this discussion, to get it started. A lot of you, I'm understanding a lot of you already have a lot of interest and have some knowledge. So that is really good to see. But, we have put in so much work here. We put in, some things for you. I hope you liked it, you enjoyed it. We'll share the presentation also with all of you. And so whatever questions you have, like which Bridge also said that he will be sharing some prompts. So we will also share those prompts with you. Whatever questions you have, please feel free to reach out to us. A small favor I would ask, for all of you is like, you can, we are from HR fraternity and we are doing this kind of work. So we'll be happy, if you can spread a little bit of word, about us. That would be something, which would be like a small favor for us. But apart from that, it would be also good if you would like to connect with us and for, any questions or for anything, we'll be very happy to do that. And that's how, we are very happy to, be a part of the community and to contribute to the community. So that is something we are actually looking forward to going forward. So any questions, any thoughts, anything would you like to share with us? It's like for me right now here, it's 12:40 and I'm actually hungry now. It's going to be lunchtime. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, anything you would like to say, any thoughts, or otherwise we'll just close the session. We'll be sharing all the material with you, and if you would like to connect with us, we'll be happy. If you'd like to ask anything, you can send us a message, anything. Thank you. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Thank you so much for your time. And I hope you enjoyed the session. I think the most important thing is I hope you got something out of the session. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Preeti, in
Thank
fact, the
you
most
so much.
important point right now is to get from 0 to 1. So if you can
Yeah.
make that journey from 0 to 1, the rest will
Yeah.
be easy with us. So best
Thank
of luck
you.
to all of you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Vijender, for joining. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye. Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, enjoy the match, folks. Yeah.
FIFA World Cup, I know. It's a
Yeah.
war here, at the moment. Yeah. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.